We're here with Daniel Radcliffe and Dane DeHaan from Kill Your Darlings. You guys had the premiere yesterday.
Yeah.
As we were just saying, there were a lot of young girls in the audience. How did it go? Did you feel like it was exciting?
Yeah, I think the screening went really well. Today's been really fun with everybody's enthusiasm about the film, and yeah, I mean that's kind of the goal, So it went well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was great. Sorry.
Just repeat it.
Didn't really need to qualify that at all. Yeah, no, it was great. He's right. Sorry.
I remember yesterday there's Q&As after the screenings, right? And someone asked you like what it was like to get your hair permed and sort of more ridiculous questions. Are you used to sort of Potter people following you around still from those days?
Yeah, but if you think that's the only place I get asked ridiculous questions. You get asked. I'm kind of prepared to be asked anything. That doesn't even come close to the bizarre things. I once was, when I was 13, the guy came into the room and took out a Harry Potter doll. I think he was French or Greek or something. And he just went, he showed this Harry Potter doll and goes, and do you like it? And I said, yeah, and it was great. And he said, and would you play with yourself? And he came back 3 years in a row with games. And it was like he was on a bet. He came every year and asked me, would I play with myself?
Ew.
Yeah.
Wow.
I thought you were going to say he did voodoo, which would have been creepy.
That would have also been creepy, but either way, still a creepy story. So no, being asked about my perm was actually it was a nice nostalgic moment to reminisce about our day at the salon.
It was a good day.
Yeah, it was.
Well, you guys both look very different from how you did in the movie. You a little bit more so, but so tell me about the research you did for this, because the director was saying that there wasn't a lot known about. It was just like sort of a footnote, the relationship between Allen Ginsberg and Lucian Cartwright.
Yeah, I mean, if you go back into the diaries and the journals and the correspondence with Ginsberg, between Ginsberg and Kerouac, you can start to see a little more clues into who Lucian was as a person and how exactly this relationship manifested. But it does take a certain amount of digging. It is a buried history, and it is something that Lucian actually worked very hard to bury.
So what were the most effective or helpful clues you came up with?
Well, I mean, for me, in terms of Alan, there's a huge amount of reading material in his diaries, which are amazing, because it's very clear that from a young age he really had a sense of himself as being someone who had something important to say or something big to contribute artistically to the world, but he had no idea what form that was going to take. So he's writing prose and stories in his diaries, and he also clearly places immense value on the diary, and it does absolutely seem like a diary that was meant to be read. That's what's interesting about it to me. But he also, my favourite part is there's one line which kind of sums up both the kind of wonderful, a kind of innocent arrogance that you have when I think you're probably a young artist, which is, he says, I wrote the first 20 bars of a concerto today. I haven't got the rest yet, but what I've written so far is fantastic. He's just full of confidence. It's kind of wonderful. But he's also obviously very fragile within that. And
insecure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an interesting balance. So did you guys spend a lot of time rehearsing before you got on set, or did you?
The 4 days?
Yeah, it wasn't long, I mean, we didn't have a lot of time in general. We had maybe 5 days of rehearsal. Which, and we did it in an efficient manner and ended up being really helpful.
It was.
Going into filming, but we didn't have a lot of time to make the movie, and certainly
Didn't they say yesterday, 24 days?
24 days,
wow.
yeah, 24 days.
We kind of did everything that you're not supposed to do with a film where you have no money. We shot on film, it's a period movie, and we shot all on location around New York. So that shouldn't be possible. But that's the thing, I said it yesterday, these films don't get made unless people love them, and unless everyone involved is as committed as the next person, and Reed and John. I mean, Reed Morano, our cinematographer, Stephen Carter, our production designer, and Christopher Peterson, our costume designer, are also, their passion for this was equaled our directors, and that's so important.
In the headlines today, reading about people's reactions to the movie, of course, I see a lot of, steamy sexy and kissing each other, blah, blah, blah. Did you guys expect that coming in?
Well, we really hope to win the MTV Movie Award for Best Kiss.
That's pretty rad.
That's I want that so much.
We really want that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think, those reactions were expected.
I honestly expected more.
Really?
I've been quite pleased with how many people are not focusing on that. I was quite pleased. Yeah.
I mean, that is a pretty graphic scene. It must have taken some, you know, I don't want to say confidence to get in there.
You know what? It's one of those things, and it's much the same. The sex scene and the kissing scene. And I would like to make it clear at this point that Dane and I do not have sex in this film. That is a different character, because I saw somebody today apparently.
One-night stand type of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Apparently today someone was reporting that it's us that actually has sex in the film, which
Fantastic.
is
You guys only get to first base.
Yeah,
Save
exactly.
it for the sequel.
Absolutely. Pretty Darlings 2, The Howling. So no, Dane, when we did our kissing scene, it was like, by the time we actually got to that shot, it was like 5 o'clock in the morning on the last day of shooting, and they were like, okay, go, we're going, and they started shooting, and we started doing the scene, and then we kissed once, and then John said, okay, go, reset, so we kept rolling, and we did it again, and they cut, and then we were like, we just kissed twice. And
There's really no discussion beforehand, like, dude, I know it's gonna be weird, let's just do it.
No, to be honest, I think we've been working with each other enough by that point to know, just...
Yeah, I mean, anytime you have a kissing scene with anybody, there's a certain amount of awkwardness to it, but in the end, you just have to.
You're married, right?
I'm a married.
So she's like your wifey. Can't be like.
I think she thinks it's kind of hot, actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Well,
all right.
And when with the sex scene, it was much the same. Like there was not. I think we shot the whole scene in about an hour and a half, so it was not. There was not time for nerves or awkwardness. And I've met Olin, the actor I was playing opposite. It's always as you know, it's always a little awkward. But you
Turned
get
out okay.
over it pretty fine. Yeah, and I'm really pleased with the scene. As Dane very flatteringly said earlier, I think it is a beautiful scene. And it's very vulnerable and
it is
exposing.
beautiful.
There you go. So I think you guys are a very interesting pairing because, in a way, you're sort of the person everyone's watching right now. Like it's your breakout year, and you're being watched in a different way, like coming out of Harry Potter. And you're also signed on to Spider-Man, right? Yeah. Which is a big franchise film, which you've been involved in. Have you guys talked about the way your careers are sort of intersecting in that way? Do you have advice for him on joining a franchise?
No, I just said he's gonna have a great time. He's gonna relish it and enjoy it. There's no advice to give. Yeah.
It is kind of a great thing though, the way I mean, like you said, we have kind of gone about it in different ways, but we did meet in the middle at this really great, perfect time. And I think we are very like-minded artists, In
what way?
In that we're passionate about what we do, we love doing it, and we're extremely hard workers and throw ourselves at it 100%,
Well, thanks you guys for stopping by, and good luck promoting the movie.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you very much. Good to see you again.
Good to see you.